Hi, I'm going to talk about my research project and who I researched. I researched Noah, and why I chose Noah is because Noah was a faithful man. He was obedient to God. He built the ark because the world was wicked, and he knew that God was calling him. Once God called him, he knew that God was calling him to build the ark and get the people, get all the animals, and get his family and the people that were righteous in God's eyes on the ark before the flood came, because there was no rain for a long, long time, and people thought he was crazy. And Noah was obedient and faithful, and that really speaks to me. So that's the reason why that I chose to write about Noah, just faithfulness in through the season that he was in, when he built the ark and he went through the flood, and he was on the ark with his family, and he was always faithful to the end, and that really spoke to my heart. Um, the verse that Noah first came up in was Genesis 5:29, and it talks about they will name him Noah, um, the name will be Noah, and I love that verse because that's where that's where it just talks about Noah first off, and throughout the generations before him. So, and the three key points of my project, the three important key points were the first one was when God told Noah to get everybody on the boat, um, and God caused the flood to happen. And when the flood happened, it just the flood drew away all the wickedness, and God was washing away all the earth, all the wickedness off the earth, and and people that didn't follow Noah and didn't go on the ark, they were just washed away. And I just feel like that's like so important to me, how God just washed away all of that wickedness and the evilness in the world. And the second point was, I love how when when God um, when God told Noah to close the ark, that was the last time that that when the door was going to be closed from the ark, that was the last time people had the last chance to get on the ark. That was their last chance for them to be saved. But still, people just were disobedient and didn't listen to Noah, and God was using Noah in that moment. Um, and that's why I think that's so important. And I think it just speaks to our heart that sometimes we have God gives us the will. God gives us actually free will to make the right decision, to take that last step. But He will never close a door unless it's unless we have to make the decision. If we don't make the decision in the final days, the final judgment, I feel like that's like really speaking to my heart. The door is like the final judgment. If we haven't made that decision to dedicate our lives to Jesus, then I feel like closing the door is the last judgment. And that's just really, really important. That speaks volumes to me, and how the world we live in, people have we're getting down to the end, and that's the last thing, and people need to make a decision, and yeah, it's so cool. I love that. And the third one was um, when Noah was able, after the flood happened and his family and Noah got off the boat and all the animals got off the boat, God made a covenant. Um, God made a covenant between Noah and the generations after him. Everybody, everybody that's gonna keep living on the earth and produce, and multiply. God was making a covenant saying that I will never cause another flood like this to ever happen again. I will never wipe away humanity ever again, because the covenant showed God's mercy and love towards us. The covenant showed God had that mercy. God had that love. He understood. And that's when God said, I'm making a covenant between you, Noah and God, and the generations after him and his family, and everybody that's gonna keep going on. There was that covenant. So that's my project. That's my information that I had on my project. That's what I learned about Noah. That's everything about Noah and the story of Noah. I think it's really, really cool. That project is just awesome to do. I'm so glad I was able to do that project and research Noah. Thank you. Have a great day.